Good afternoon, black powder shooters. This is Tim Davis back with you again. We're going to do a little shooting video this afternoon on what I believe is one of the most interesting revolvers ever made by Sam Colt. And I say interesting because it has one of the most colorful, amazing stories in firearms history and American history and even industrial type history that I've ever read. And the gun we're going to be shooting today is a Uberti version of the Colt 1847 Walker. These are a very rare gun, and their original form, there's only 1,100 of them ever produced, and less than that survive today. Probably 10 to 12% of those are still around today. It is a massive piece of iron. It was the brainchild of Sam Colt and Sam Walker. Sam Colt met with Walker, and Walker was recruiting and enlisting a company of Rangers, a mounted rifle company to fight in the Mexican War, that had experience with the Patterson Colt, liked the firepower of a revolver in a fight, but seen the need for a bigger, more powerful revolver that would shoot with the range of a musket. And between him and Colt, they came up with the design of the Walker. Like I said, it's massive. It has a 9-inch barrel, will hold a maximum charge of 60 grains of powder, weighs about 5 pounds fully loaded, and the men that carried these went into battle with a brace of them across their saddle. This gun will shoot accurately and hit a man-sized target at 100 yards. As far as this Uberti reproduction, I'm here to tell you that this is one of the most beautifully made, best fit and finish, mechanically sound Uberti revolvers I've ever owned. And it was that way right out of the box. The fit and finish is gorgeous. The action and timing is perfect, and it's just very well made. About the only other two revolvers I have that even matches this is my Uberti 1860 Army and my old Lyman Uberti Navy model, Remington Navy. But like I said, these revolvers were very well liked by the men who carried them, and the surviving artifacts of them were even carried up through the Civil War. Men liked these revolvers for their power. At the time they were made, there wasn't a repeating rifle, but they kind of merged the best of both worlds into a revolver. Although very massive, this isn't a revolver you'd want to carry on your hip in a holster. And quite frankly, it's not a revolver you'd want to shoot offhand with one hand like you do other black powder revolvers. Today I'm going to be shooting off a rest. We've loaded this revolver. Today I've done some research, and I've got it loaded with 45 grains of GoX 3F powder. I'm going to go ahead and put that away down here for when we shoot. Make sure we don't have any errant sparks. Lubricated fiber wads, quantity 454 Swage balls. Oxo Wonder Seals. They're basically pellets pressed out of black powder lubricant. Go over the balls, helps with extra lube in the barrel. Used these a couple times. I really like them. They're not, in case you don't want to mess around with the messiness of putting lube on with a knife blade over the charge, you can use these and get the same effect. And although it's not marked, we're using CCI number 10 caps. This is the second load I put through this today. The first one out of the box shot very well. As a matter of fact, we shot an 1.5 inch 5-shot group at 20 yards, and that's the range we're shooting right now. I had to stop midways. I had a cap jam of epic proportions and had to disassemble this pistol and to get it out. We got it out and got it back running again. It's just a learning curve of how to manipulate this gun to keep the caps from jamming it up. But overall, I'm very pleased with the gun. It's, like I said, it's a massive behemoth of a firearm, sidearm, I guess you would call it. And so far, it's very accurate. Lives up to the reputation of the Walkers of being able to hit a man-sized target at 100 yards. I would not be afraid at all to engage a target at 100 yards. I had to open the sight notch up a little bit for my own preference so I can see the sight and see the front post. I do that with all my open top revolvers. It's just personal preference. But again, we're shooting 45 grains in this gun. A lot of people, you know, it's got a maximum of 60 grains. A lot of people shoot 50. But from what I've read and everything, I think the 45 grain load for me in this gun today has been very accurate. I haven't tried 40 in it yet, but shooting 60 grains or 50 grains out of this gun would be a little uncomfortable and over time would have to be very stressful on the integrity of the frame and the wedge and things of that nature. So for me, shooting this gun, 40 to 45 grains is plenty, and it is a handful, even at 45 grains. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my ear protection on, and we're gonna see how this thing shoots. So you can see that gun has quite the report, and there's a lot of power in that 45 grain charge. I'm going to walk down range for a moment and bring the target back and let you take a look at it. Well, not a bad group. I had my front sight a little too far down the notch on this. I actually pulled this one, but pretty much the same steady point of aim on all three of these, which was right around here. So pretty good shooting for this revolver. I've still got a little work to do, and I'm very happy with it so far. Just as being the second cylinder, I've shot through it. Like I said, this is a lot of metal, but I really like it. It's a fine built revolver. It's a great piece of history. I can see why, after shooting it, these men trusted them so much that carried them. A very reliable gun in a fight. As long as, like Rooster Cogburn said, you had a fence post to lean it on. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please hit like, subscribe. I have other videos posted on black powder guns, pistols, and rifles both. And hopefully we'll have some more up before long. But again, thank you for watching. Hit like, subscribe, please. Be safe. Keep your powder dry.